All right, in this video, we're going to look at using the calculator conversion menu on your TI-84 calculator. And we're going to use that app to complete this homework assignment. So for a moment, I'm just going to set the homework assignment off to the side. So let's go into the app on your TI-84. I'm assuming you have it. If for some reason you don't, I may be able to put it on your calculator in class. Please ask me. All right, to access our app, we're going to hit our purple app button. And the name of the app is called Sci Tools, like science tools. And so I basically have to arrow down to the S's, and that's a ways down the list. So another fast way to get to the S's is you can hit the alpha key, and then you can hit the green, since that was a green button, the green S, whoops, right here, the green S. And so it's the LN button, and then it will jump you down to the S's so I don't have to arrow all the way down. So I always alpha S instead of arrowing. All right, so this is what we want, Sci Tools. That's the one, Sci Tools Español, Sci Tools Francais. I'm going to go into the top one. I'm hitting enter. All right, it says press a key. So I'm going to press a key. I hit enter again. And this app package has 4 parts to it. It has a sig fig calculator. Feel free to play with that. I don't find it super helpful. It has a unit converter. That's what we're going to be doing. And there's a graph wizard, which I also do not find very helpful. But the vector calculator, once we get to vectors, the TI-84 people, you may like this. This is something the Inspire people don't have. So I'm going to go into number 2. So I'm going to arrow down or hit number 2. All right, so the first thing that you have to do, this is the main menu, is you have to tell the calculator or the application what kind of measurement that you are wanting to convert. So I'm looking at my homework assignment. So it says that 100 yards equals so many meters. I have to convert yards into meters. Obviously, I could do that with dimensional analysis, but that's very time consuming, and throughout the whole school year there's just lots of things that we can get wrong and time that we don't want to spend. I obviously could use Google if I was just like at home, but remember that on a test or quiz or ACT or SAT or AP test, you can't use Google, and you don't have time for dimensional analysis. And so we have to use the tools that we're allowed to use, and that is our calculator, and that's why this application is very helpful. All right, so 100 yards. So that is obviously a length, but I just want to show you that if it was an area or a volume or a time, I'm just arrowing. Okay, so I can arrow over and I can arrow down to the, okay, so but I need to go back to length because it was a length measurement. So I'm going to be back, whoops, I missed it, length. Now I'm going to hit enter to choose length. All right, so now you can see that my cursor is flashing. And when the cursor is flashing, that means give me your number. Okay, give me your number. And so our number is 100 yards. So I'm going to put that in, 100. You're going to see something that's kind of really annoying here. The application here does everything in scientific notation. So in a minute, it's going to take my 100 and it's going to turn it into scientific notation. All right, so it says 100 yards. So I now have to put a unit after the 100. That's why my cursor is flashing there. And so I can look over here and I can see the word yard is over here. So I'm going to arrow down and then over to get to yard. Oops, I missed it. Okay, there I am. So I'm going to hit enter to choose it. Look what it did. It took my 100 and it wrote it as 1E2. Let me pause there for a second. 1E2. So it wrote down 1E2. Obviously 1E2 means 1 times 10 to the second, which is 100 yards. Okay, so it's going to do everything in scientific notation. All right, so what do we want to turn that into? We want to turn it into meters. So this arrow means what do you want to convert it into? And so after the arrow, I have to choose meter. So that's right there, meters. So I'm going to hit enter, and there's the answer. 100 yards is this many meters. But look at the number closely, 9.144 E1 meters. Let's write that down. So 9.144 E1. right? That is not a proper way to write a number. So it means 9.144 times 10 to the first power, or if I want to take that out of scientific notation, it would be 91.44. Now, Inspire people, they don't have kilometer in their menu because they assume that you can use your metric prefix chart to go from meters to kilometers. But I think we have it. Okay, so we have our meter value, and then you can go back and you can convert that into kilometers. So I'm just going to clear. So I could put in 91.44 meters. So I'm going to hit the M, turned it into scientific notation, and now I'm going to convert that into kilometers. So let's go over to kilometers and enter. All right, so 9.144 times 10 to the negative 2 kilometers. Always make sure that you look and catch those little e values, because a lot of times people just write down 9.144 and they quit. Times 10 to the negative 2 makes a grand difference. All right, I want to show you then how to get back. So I now am going to go to, I'm going to hit second quit. That takes me back one menu. All right, let's try a different one. Let's do number 7 at the bottom. Look at that. One slug is how many kilograms? All right, a slug is a mass. So let's go over here to mass. There's my mass. All right, I'm going to put in 1. And look at it, it's right over here. There's our slug. One slug is how many kilograms? So let's go back to kilograms right there. One slug is 1.4939. We could round off to, let's say, 2 decimal places. 1.46 times 10 to the first. You see the E1 there. So 1.46 times 10 to the first power. So that's like 14.6 kilograms. 14.6. And again, I just rounded that off. 1.46 E1 kilograms. All right, but how many pounds is that? So I'm going to hit clear, and I'm going to go 1, and I'm going to go back to slug. Now, I want to point this out. Slug is a mass unit, and pound is a force unit. So like pound is not even supposed to be here. But people in the United States, we sometimes don't talk about our slugs. We always talk about our pounds, and we pretend our pounds is like our mass, but it's really not. That's what this M stands for. Pounds of mass. Pounds pretending it's mass. Pounds under the mass menu that's not supposed to be here. So, but that is the one that I'm going to choose. The pounds that's not supposed to be under the mass menu. And it says I'm just going to round off, 3.22 E1. 3.22 E1. Let's write that down. 3.22 E1. That stands for 3.22 times 10 to the first, which is equal to 32.2 pounds. So this is 32.2, and I wrote a 3. So one slug is about 32.2 pounds. All right, that's a quick intro on your calculator conversion menu. I'm going to hit second quit again to get back to the main menu. But I want to show you, you have something special that the Inspire people don't have. You have this constant menu here. That's just something different. So I'm going to access that constant menu by going to, I think I hit the Y equals. I'm trying that. Yep, there it is. All right, so these are some things that in physics we're going to use. For example, N sub 0, N naught. You know what N naught is? That's Avogadro's number, and if in case you forget it, it's right there for you. I'll just pick this. This is the charge of an electron. In case you need the charge of an electron, it's right there. This is the mass of an electron, the mass of a proton, the mass of a neutron. And I won't talk about all the other ones right now, but you know what? We're going to use all of these in physics, and you have these numbers stored in your calculator. The other students, they're also on the packet that I gave you that has all of the equations. The constants are in there also, but they are in your calculator. All right, I think that's all you need to get started. I'm going to hit second quit again to get out of there, and if I want to close out of the app, I'm going to hit second quit again, and then I'm going to hit exit to leave the app for good.